Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is United Daily Live. It is a match day. Of course it is. It's Manchester United against Crystal Palace. Of course, if you're watching this the day after the game, then it's not a match day. But thank you for tuning in anyway. Today we are looking at reports that Paul Pogba has agreed or will sign on a new 5-year deal very, very soon at Manchester United. So we'll be looking at where those reports do come from. Also, we'll be looking at the team news ahead of today's game as well. Manchester United travel to Selhurst Park, where we've seen so many interesting results over the years. You think of Fellaini's late goal. You think of Nemanja Matic's fantastic volley. United coming from 2-0 down. There's been great memories at Selhurst Park, and hopefully United will be creating a few more there today, although it's not in front of any fans, of course. We fingers crossed for the best result. I've woken up today and I have got a nervy feeling, and I always told myself I wouldn't be asked about a battle for top 4. I always told myself that's below us. I wouldn't care about a battle for top 4. If you're battling for top 4, do you really do? But now I really care. I really care now, and it's getting to me, and I want United to win today. And I think it's because, you know, we've shown some very good improvements over the last couple of months. And especially since the turn of the year. Since the return from lockdown. And United look like a much better football side, but we need to keep it going. Getting Champions League football allows us not only to play in the Premier European competition next season, but also gives you more money for your finances, for your transfers. It enables you to attract players more as well, with Champions League football. And you hear about the Jadon Sancho deal potentially hanging in the balance due to this Jadon Sancho, due to Champions League football. So if that's the case, it's really important, really important just for us in terms of being Manchester United. We shouldn't be in the Europa League. We should be in the Champions League, and we need to get back to that. So, the only way to do that is winning all of our games. That's the only way to guarantee it. And we need to start today against Crystal Palace. Simple as that. Thank you to Korstab Adikari for joining AdamMcKola TV. Appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Remember, we're trying to hit 200 by the end of August. We're still around 94 away, 93 away. We keep losing a few and then gaining a few. But if you can help, click that join button, get joining AdamMcKola TV, get liking, get commenting, get sharing. I can see some of the usual heads in the house. We got Glenn, we got Ross, we've got Cannonballer, Minnie, Rebecca, Ross, Ritten, Temba Music, Jamie Stanley's in the house as well. Jeevan Son says he's late, but not to worry, we've not gone through much just yet. We were just looking at, the game tonight and how important Champions League football is, and talking about how nervous I am ahead of this game, which is really strange considering it's just a game against Crystal Palace away for 3 points. Let me have a look at this story then. Now, Paul Pogba, close to agreeing a new 5-year Man United contract in huge boost for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's project. Now, we don't want to promote the newspaper that is posting this because they usually talk shit, let's be honest. And they could be talking shit in this instance. The journalist, for you guys that want to know, is Neil Costis. Now, this is the story. Paul Pogba is close to agreeing a new 5-year Manchester United deal. These guys understand. The Red Devils have confidence of announcing the news at the end of the season. The Frenchman has had a change of heart since expressing his desire to leave the club this time last year. Boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has reinstated him into his post-lockdown team after recovered from an ankle injury. So far, no proof, just a lot of quotes and a lot of story in relation to Paul Pogba. While Pogba looked tired and made a couple of errors against Southampton, he has generally been playing well. Solskjaer had started to plan for the future without him, but he has noticed a real change in attitude and form. So if he is left out at Crystal Palace tonight, it will be for a rest rather than being dropped. Solskjaer said, "I've been speaking more or less every day with Paul. He knows he wouldn't be dropped. When Paul plays like this, he wouldn't be dropped from any team in the world, France or Man United, but he's been out for a long, long time. There was a question mark before the game against Southampton, but he felt ready for it, which was great. So now let's see how he is. He's been fantastic since the restart and has brought a lot to the team." That's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said. Again, no proof in relation to this story. The £89 million record buy has next season on his current deal, plus the option for United to extend by another year after that. So his current deal potentially runs to 2022. Now, there is a belief on both sides that a new deal would finally end any doubts about his future. I'm sure we'd still have some of the stories. Mason Greenwood, okay, what has that got to do with anything? See, so the story that's come out doesn't actually have any quotes, any sources, any firmness, if that is the right word I was looking for, in regards to Paul Pogba signing this new deal. Now, what it looks like to me is, one, it's pretty obvious. Paul Pogba's not leaving Manchester United this year anymore. I think that's been made quite clear by, the player, the club. You don't hear his agent talking out. You don't hear his brother talking out. Everything is pointing towards the direction of him signing a new deal. I think there's a lot of confidence there that this deal will be signed, and it wouldn't surprise me if contract negotiations were currently taking place. So with that being said, you're going to see journalists and the people like Costis, who's an absolute bellend, trying to rush and jump to the exclusive. They want to make it out as if they know before everyone else. They knew everything before everyone else. But when you actually look deeper, they are really just rehashing old news. They're really just rehashing the kind of stories that we've heard from David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, Simon Stone, etc. in relation to Paul Pogba's future. So they've just spanned that and pushed it out as an exclusive, saying Pogba's signed a 5-year deal or agreed a 5-year deal. Now, a 5-year deal is probably the likelihood of this situation. That would mean a 3-year extension on his current deal, which, as we said, could go until 2022. So if he has, agreed a deal, it's likely to be, or if he will agree a deal, it's likely to be 5 years anyway. You're not going to give him a 4-year contract with a 2-year extension, or it might be a 4+1 or whatever. But 5 years is the expected length. So there's nothing new in this story. No story on his wages. No story on a quote from his agent, his manager, the player himself. So they've literally tried to rush to this exclusive. So that's where we are with this one. Look, Paul Pogba's going to sign a new deal. I think that's been made pretty clear right now. He's going to sign a new deal. When that deal gets signed, probably at the end of the domestic campaign, who knows. But he's going to sign a new deal. We've seen a deal sorted out for Nemanja Matic recently. Pogba's is right behind, I'm sure. We'll have a look at more of those Solskjaer quotes on Pogba as well. But I want to get some of your comments. Al Harrington, where you been, mate? Hope you're doing well. Says, long time no see. Congrats on the FTD reboot. Looking very good so far. Thank you very much, mate. And remember, no matter what happens, you're still going to have daily content here. Yes, we might have to drop a video every now and then when I'm on the road or I'm in the studio with Devils, which is now Paddock. But that just means you're getting extra content of me over on Paddock. So if you're subscribed to Devils/Paddock and AdamMcKola TV, you're gonna get so much content. It's unbelievable. So even when maybe a United Daily Live doesn't go out here, that's because Uncensored went out on Paddock yesterday. So I had to drive up and down the motorway, get Uncensored sorted, and then boom, we're ready. Do you know what I mean? But it meant I couldn't do a live video on my channel. We went with the preview later in the day. So that's all it means. When I'm doing stuff for Paddock, if I can't do the video while I'm there, it will just mean things are shifted around a little bit. But you're still going to get the daily content here, because I understand, look, Joe, Jay, Ronnie, they're doing a great job on the news over there. But this is a different style news video. You get a 10-minute concise news video from outside Old Trafford with all the latest news on Paddock. And here on my channel, I can give you the news. We can have a little bit more of a chat about it, a little bit more of a chin wag in the comments. It's a little bit, different. So yes, there's going to be doubling up of content, but just enjoy it all. Make sure you're subscribing to both channels, liking, commenting, and sharing as well. What's with the Hendrick link, says Keo. A really strange one, that, isn't it? I just can't see that one happening at all. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well, guys. Please do us a massive favour by doing that. Right, let's get some more news for you guys. United have continued to be linked with Thiago Alcantara. I had these quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and this is the story. Oh, shit, that, isn't it? The brightness ruins it. It would have been good if you could have read that. Okay, that's the story if you want to pick it up on Sky Sports and read along with me. So Paul Pogba, Man United midfielder, knows he will not be dropped when informed, says Solskjaer. Solskjaer on United's schedule, there's a concern that they've had 48 more hours rest and recovery than us. It's not fair. In relation to Chelsea, the Chelsea played on not yesterday, the day before, Tuesday. United play today and Sunday, so they get more rest for Manchester United. Paul Pogba knows he will not be dropped from any team in the world when he is playing on top form, says Manchester United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think we can all agree with that as well. When Pogba's on top form, he's the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion. The France midfielder has been in impressive form since the Premier League restart, featuring in every game as United close in on a place in next season's Champions League. He had a mixed evening in the 2-2 draw against Southampton on Monday, giving the ball away for the visitors' opening goal before being substituted on the 66th minute. Solskjaer is not concerned about Pogba's fitness or morale, but says he may consider resting him for Thursday's trip to Crystal Palace. I've been speaking more or less every day with Paul, and of course he knows that he wouldn't be dropped. When Paul plays like this, he wouldn't be dropped from any team in the world, but he has been out for a long time, and there was a question mark before the Southampton game. He felt ready for it, and that was great. Now let's see how he is today and tomorrow. He has been fantastic since the restart, and he's brought a lot to the team. On the schedule, he says it's not fair that Chelsea have 48 more hours rest and recovery. We spoke about fair scheduling going into this restart. I have to think about Thursday. We have to win that one, and then let's pick up the pieces after that. Also on the squad, he said, despite being handed an unfair schedule, Solskjaer is confident his squad can cope with the demands because he feels they are as fit now as they have been for years. We've not really played every 3 days, but we will now. The next 2 weeks will be hectic, but we're fit, very fit. Our lads have not felt as fit as this for years, I'm sure. There's some young lads that will be fitter than the average though, and they are quicker to recover. Towards the end of last season, we felt our team was not fit enough and got a few injuries. This season we have not had that problem. Touch wood. We've not been handed 4 aces in our hand, but we're going to have to put on a poker face and play our cards well, says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, putting on his poker face and playing his cards. But there you go. Guys, hit that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing, get joining. And I am worried about this game tonight. I am. Team news in relation to those that were injured: Shaw, Greenwood, Williams. Shaw and Greenwood had knocks to their ankle. Both turned up for training yesterday, but they will be given as much time as possible to rest and recover. Brandon Williams obviously suffered a cut above his eye. He's probably the most likely one to play because there was a little bit of swelling for those involved, Shaw and Greenwood, in terms of their injuries. So it depends whether that has gone down or not, whether they've recovered from that swelling. But in terms of Shaw, Greenwood, Williams, the likelihood is they'll be involved in some form, whether that's on the bench or in the squad. The injuries don't look as bad as first feared, which is great news for us as well. And Costa was just acting for an update on Brandon Williams. He was in training over the last couple of days. Let's hope I don't think you're allowed to drive when you're concussed, and he was driving on his own, so I assume he's not concussed. So there you go. Are you going to be on the watch along? I am going to be on the watch along. Stretford Paddock tonight. Make sure you're joining us there. We've had around 5,000 in with us over the last, we're just short of 5,000 in for the last couple of games. So make sure you're tuning in, getting involved. It's the best watch along in town. It's me, Jay, Joe and Steve, and we have a real good time. And we've got another one on Sunday as well. So yeah. Shane, the United man's in the comments, says, "Yo, Mac, have faith. Chelsea and Leicester have a tough schedule." They do indeed. But I got a feeling Leicester will beat Sheffield United tonight. As for Chelsea, their 2 games are difficult. But you see Liverpool yesterday against Arsenal. They're on their holidays. Do you know what I mean? And Chelsea seem to be just scabbing these results. I've not been impressed by Lampard and Chelsea at all. I think they're getting away with it a little bit. Partly down to United not capitalising. Partly down to just the Premier League not being as competitive as it was. You look at where Spurs are, Arsenal are. They're not the teams they once were. Obviously United are fighting back to get up there. So you're looking at that. It's really just Liverpool and City, and then they're behind them. But we should be finishing above this Chelsea side. We should have already been ahead of them. I think they're awful. Not awful, but it's not that good. You know what I mean? I'm happy though if they keep Frank Lampard for next season, because I think that takes one team out of the equation in terms of, I don't think they're very good. You know what I mean? And I think next season Lampard will get exposed even more. Does Greenwood start, says George? Who knows? I've got a feeling Greenwood will not start. I did do my predicted 11 on the video, on the preview video, which you can go and check out after we're finished here. I think Daniel James will start, JC. I can't see Matta starting. I'm a little bit here with Daniel James at the moment. I think he's a good squad player, but doesn't fill me with great confidence when he starts. Even though we may be short on some players, I'm confident we can win, says Corstab. Joe Colmerford, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Not sure what channel the Leicester Sheffield game's on, Jamie. Can have a look for you now though. Seeing as I've got the app open. Live scores. It's on Sky Sports, Arena and Premier League. Is the Pogba deal confirmed, says Ramsey. These are just reports at this moment in time, as it says there. Reports suggest Paul Pogba is set to sign a new deal. But when you read those reports, there's not much new in terms of what we've heard over the last couple of weeks and months. I think it's obvious now Paul Pogba will sign a new deal at Manchester United. It's just a matter of time. But I don't think this exclusive from The Sun is anything to go by, because we all know they are scumbags and Neil Custis is a wanker. Right, Thiago Alcantara. So this is where the Thiago Alcantara rumours come from, and I for one do not believe them. I for one do not think we will get Thiago Alcantara. There's been a lot of talk linking him with a move to Liverpool, and that looks like his most likely destination. But this is the story in the MEN. It says United are reportedly close to signing Bayern Munich midfielder Thiago Alcantara. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is hoping to build on his team's potential in the summer to turn them into Premier League title contenders, and as well as a winger and playmaker, he's also keen on signing a new midfielder. Jude Bellingham was a target, but he's obviously gone to Dortmund. And then it goes on. Let me find. Okay, so a number of Europe's top clubs have been put on red alert as the 29-year-old could be available for a potential bargain. But according to Spanish publication Sport, via Sport Witness, United have won the race, as Thiago is about to seal a move to Old Trafford. Now, this is interesting because I think this is the article on Sport Witness. It was a story about another player, a really small story, and then at the end it just said Thiago Alcantara is set to join Man United. So it wasn't like an exclusive. It wasn't a big story. They didn't go all out on it, and to me it just seemed like a regurgitation of gossip, or they spout Liverpool. They meant to put Liverpool and they got it wrong and put Man United. I know. When you're thinking of who's the biggest team in England, you automatically think of Man United. So it's an easy mistake to make. But I don't feel like there's anything in this one. He's a fantastic talent. I'd take Thiago Alcantara at Man United all day long. But do I think this is true? No. Do I think it's going to happen? No. So I'm just going to move on from it. We've been there, done that with Thiago Alcantara, haven't we? Was it under David Moyes or Van Gaal? But we should have signed him a while ago and we didn't. There's also a bit that Football Insider claimed that United are monitoring Hendrick's situation with his versatility and the fact he's available on a free, making him an attractive proposition. We're not going for Jeff Hendrick, are we? Let's be real. We are not going for Jeff Hendrick. 650 plus watching right now. I need you to go and bang that like button, subscribe, join, comment and share. Keep it locked to AdamMcKola TV. Al Harrington says, surely we've learned from signing holding midfielders from Bayern now anyway. Oh, Greaves, I know he had injuries, but he didn't do too badly, in his first season. Sack that is never fit, says Neil Fish. Moyes rejected Thiago and bought Fellaini, that's the one. Jeff Hendricks plays for Burnley, Adam Sattar. I think Pogba is more effective in the 10 as his trickery and shooting is strong, says Jamie. I like him in the position he's in, to be honest. But he can play there as well. I'm not denying that. Yeah, Hendricks not happening. Neil wants Ndidi and Grealish. What the fuck is a Jeff Hendricks, says David Parkinson. Rather get Van Beek than Thiago, says Alien. I want Sancho, Grealish, like a DM or a central midfielder, a more reserved central midfielder and a centre back. Hopefully we can do it. What I miss, bro, 5 years of Pogba, says Ollie. Yeah, just to update those guys are just joining us. There's a story in the British press today that Paul Pogba has accepted or agreed a 5-year deal with Manchester United, which will keep him at the club until 2025. As of yet, that is just reports, that's just gossip. But the general feeling of things in the UK and in the press at the moment is that Manchester United will get this deal done for Paul Pogba to stay at the club, although nothing official or nothing even reliable is out there just yet. So we have to bear that in mind. Book club, please, says Minnie. You want a book club? Right. Where's the On This Day book gone? Oh, there it is. Right. Let's do it on this day. It's on the floor. Right. On this day. What day are we on? 16th of July. We are in the On This Day book. Boom, boom. 16th of July. There we go. Friday, the 16th of July, 2010. It's a day of ups and downs for two Manchester United players aiming to prove their worth to Sir Alex Ferguson. Dimitar Berbatov, sporting a new hairstyle and trying to live up to his £30.75 million fee, cuts through Celtic to score one and make two other goals. For Danny Welbeck and Tom Cleverley, what a time to be alive. In a 3-1 pre-season tour victory in Toronto. But Chris Smalling, shock horror, gives away a penalty on his first appearance after his £12 million move from Fulham at the beginning of the year. He fouls Joe Ledley and Georgios Samaras. The Greek frontrunner named Tragedy during his time at Man City converts the resultant penalty. So on this day, United beat Toronto 3-1 in a pre-season tour victory with Berbatov and Smalling playing for United and having to prove themselves. So there you go. That is today's On This Day. We'll have loads more coming up for you. There's normally other ones that are a bit more fun, a bit more exciting, but you know, let's stick with that. I was going to grab something off the bookshelf, but let's not go there. Berberdog, so silky, cleverly the GOAT, classic Mike Smalling. It had to be Mikey Smalling, didn't it? Oh, Mikey. Oh, God. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV today. This is your United Daily News Roundup. Just to round it up for you, Manchester United's midfielder Paul Pogba looks set to agree a new contract at Man United, but I would not go by the reports that are out there today. The reports come from shoddy journalists who look like they're just jumping the gun, trying to be the first with an exclusive. But I am confident Paul Pogba will sign a new deal. It's just a matter of time when that happens. We also heard Shaw, Greenwood and Williams are doubts for the game tonight against Crystal Palace, although Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is quietly confident that they will be available, or at least two of them will be available. United have been linked with Thiago Alcantara in the press, although I'm not paying any mind to that, as I don't think there's any credibility in the story at the moment, and it looks more likely he may be heading for Anfield and playing for Liverpool. Ramsey says, can you start doing watch-alongs? Make sure you subscribe into Stretford Paddock. The link is in the description here. The watch-alongs are no longer here on my channel with me sat here in front of this watching the game here. They are now me with the gang inside the studio at Devils/Paddock. Me, Steve, Joe, Jay will be on tonight. So make sure you're subscribing and joining us over there as well. And then we'll have a review on AdamMcKola TV, and we'll have fan cams on Paddock for you too. So make sure you're keeping it locked for all of that stuff. Guys, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I appreciate the new member or members today. And I appreciate any super chats that I have received. Thank you very much for tuning into AdamMcKola TV. We'll be back later on tonight with the reaction to the game. Hopefully we'll be celebrating 3 points, and we'll also have the Aftermath live at 12 o'clock tomorrow, so make sure you're there for that. For now though, I have been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I'm going to be gone and get out of here. See you in a bit.